Welcome to another startup and complete car documentation. What we're looking at today is a 2008 Jeep Compass Sport.
This Compass is painted in brilliant black crystal pearl.
Front row panels have storage areas, manual windows,
The Sport trim comes with cloth seat upholstery, and this one features the dark slate gray interior color scheme.
front seats are also manually adjusted. Now that we're behind the wheel, let's go ahead and start the engine.
The Jeep Compass is a compact crossover SUV that was introduced for model year 2007. As of the making of this video, the Compass is currently in its second generation. Also introduced simultaneously alongside the Compass was the Jeep Patriot. Both the Compass and Patriot were the same car mechanically, as both rode on the same platform. The main difference was the styling, as the Patriot had more of an old-school boxy SUV shape to it. However, when the Compass was completely redesigned for its second generation for 2017, the Jeep Patriot was discontinued and therefore only lasted the one generation. This 2008 model we have here represents the first generation of the Compass, which was produced for model years 2007 through 2017. It utilizes a modified version of the same Mitsubishi-derived platform as the Dodge Caliber, which was a compact 5-door hatchback. When it came out, it was clearly a more urban, car-like take on a Jeep, as it used a front-wheel drive platform and had a fully independent suspension. However, it still offered that rugged Jeep look and of course available 4-wheel drive, so it was still absolutely up for some adventure. As mentioned before, the first generation Compass is mechanically identical to the first and only generation of the Jeep Patriot. For 2011, the Gen 1 Compass received its biggest update in the form of a mid-cycle facelift. Said facelift gave it a heavily revised interior, along with a new front-end design inspired by the 2011 Grand Cherokee. The Patriot also got a similar update that year. That of course makes this 2008 a pre-facelift. The 2008 US market Jeep Compass came in two trim levels, which were Sport and Limited. Two different engines could be had. One was a 2-liter inline-four with 158 horsepower, and the more powerful one was what this one has, a 2.4-liter inline-four with 172 horses. As for transmissions, you could choose between either a 5-speed manual or a CVT automatic, and your drivetrain options were either front-wheel drive or Freedom Drive 1 full-time 4-wheel drive. But the smaller 2-liter engine was available only with front-wheel drive and the CVT. Competitors for the Compass in 2008 included cars like the Ford Escape, Toyota RAV4, Nissan Rogue, and the like. In Jeep's 2008 US lineup, the compact Compass and Patriot were the smallest, slotting below the larger Liberty.
Starting with the gauge cluster, it houses 4 analog gauges. As you'd expect, your tachometer, speedometer, fuel gauge, and temperature gauge. There's also a little digital interface which shows your current gear position, outside temperature. You can use this button to toggle between your odometer and trip computers. Four-spoke design steering wheel. There are comfort grips all around the rim. And the steering wheel is tilt only. Climate vent for the driver. Right here is your exterior lighting stock. And on this side is your wiper stock. So, going down the center stack, you got your central climate vents. Right here is your whole radio head unit, AM, FM with a CD player as well as an aux port. A little bit of storage below there. Got the controls for your single zone climate control, electronic stability program toggle, and your hazard switch. Have a 12-volt power outlet. Storage, 2 cup holders. Right here is your 4-wheel drive lock. Just pull that to engage or disengage that. The parking brake is hand operated. Center console with some storage in there. A little bit of a storage shelf above the glove box. Both sun visors do have vanity mirrors. But now, let's go ahead and roll down the driver's window and take a look at the engine bay.
Standard on the Compass Sport were these 17-inch sparkle silver 5-spoke alloy rims. Powering this Sport is the Compass's top engine for 2008, which is the World 2.4-liter naturally aspirated inline-4. It's an all-aluminum power plant with dual overhead camshafts, 4 valves per cylinder, and variable valve timing. It produces 172 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 165 pound-feet of torque at 4,400 RPM. The transmission in this Compass is the available automatic CVT with a manual mode, and power is delivered to all 4 wheels via this Compass's optional Freedom Drive 1 active full-time 4-wheel drive system. Running on regular unleaded with a 13.5-gallon fuel tank, EPA estimates for a Compass equipped like this one are about 21 mpg in the city and 24 mpg on the highway. It has a McPherson strut front suspension and a multi-link rear suspension. Stopping the 4-wheel drive Compass Sport are 4-wheel disc brakes with vented front rotors. Base curb weight for a 4-wheel drive automatic 08 Compass is about 3,300 pounds.
As you saw earlier, the fuel cap is on the driver's side. Integrated rear door handles. little storage areas on the back door panels as well. Rear seat backs also fold down. Rear passengers do get coat hooks, along with 2 cup holders. Now, space back here is someone who's about 6'1", and I'm actually quite surprised it's not as cramped as I was expecting it to be for how small this thing is. Now, I put the driver's seat actually all the way back. The seat back isn't reclined all the way back, obviously, but the actual seat base is as back as far as it'll go, which is, you know, probably how I'd have it if I was driving, and I do not feel really squished together and just really uncomfortable. I could actually ride back here and it wouldn't be too bad, even with the seat like this. You can see where the passenger seat is, it's quite a bit further up, and I actually think it's quite spacious, so actually a bit surprising. Headroom is also really, really good. Actually not too bad in terms of space, especially for this being a compact crossover. Single exhaust, rear wiper.
The Compass offers 22.7 cubic feet of cargo space with the rear seats up, and 53.6 cubic feet after folding them down.
Anyhow, thanks for checking out this tour of this 2008 Jeep Compass, and as always, stay on the lookout for future tours.